Europe has always been a place of movement, a crossroads where cultures, ideas, and people have mingled for centuries, shaping the continent's unique identity. But now the pace feels urgent, almost restless, as if the very streets are humming with anticipation and uncertainty. The continent buzzes with change, new faces, new languages, and shifting communities shaped by waves of immigration. Every corner echoes with stories of arrival and adaptation, of hopes carried across borders. Economic currents pull people away from their roots, leaving towns uncertain and families stretched thin. Some communities shrink as opportunity calls their youth elsewhere, while others swell with newcomers seeking a fresh start. The digital economy brings opportunity, but not for everyone. Some adapt, others are left behind. The promise of technology is real, but so is the anxiety of being excluded from its rewards. Demographic shifts are just as profound. Europe is aging, birth rates are low, and communities feel the strain. The laughter of children grows rarer, while the wisdom of elders becomes ever more precious. Schools close, traditions fade, and questions about the future linger. The fabric of daily life is being rewoven, thread by thread, sometimes quietly, sometimes with a sense of loss. All these forces, immigration, economics, aging, merge into a powerful current reshaping daily life. Cities and villages alike are transformed, blending the old with the new in unexpected ways. The world your parents knew feels distant, replaced by a reality where old certainties dissolve. Memories linger, but the present demands new ways of belonging. People are left searching for something solid to hold on to as the ground shifts beneath them. In the midst of change, the need for connection and meaning grows stronger. In times like these, the question becomes, what anchors us when everything is in motion? Perhaps it is each other, and the stories we choose to carry forward. In uncertain times, we long for perfect solutions, a flawless plan, a return to a golden past. We imagine that somewhere there must be a way to make everything right, to erase all mistakes and regrets. This longing is natural, especially when the world feels unpredictable or overwhelming. But perfection is a mirage. Chasing it only leads to frustration and division. The more we demand the impossible, the more we set ourselves and others up for disappointment. Instead of unity, the pursuit of perfection often creates distance and misunderstanding. What people truly crave is stability, not a static world, but reliable anchors amid chaos. We want to know that, even as things change, there are some things we can count on. Familiar faces, comforting routines, and small moments of connection. When overwhelmed, we focus on what we can control, the small, solid parts of daily life. These simple actions ground us, reminding us that not everything is uncertain. They offer a sense of accomplishment and calm, even when the world outside feels turbulent. It's not about ignoring big problems, but building a foundation strong enough to face them. By tending to the basics, we create a sense of safety and resilience that helps us weather larger storms. Like crossing a river, you don't stop the current. You look for the next stable rock. Progress comes from moving step by step, finding your footing and trusting that you'll reach the other side, even if the path isn't perfect. People seek manageable lives, not perfect ones, searching for moments of peace and control. In these small pauses, we recharge and find the clarity to keep going. Stability isn't resistance to change, it's a way to manage it. It's about adapting gracefully, finding balance, and supporting each other through uncertainty. We need secure bases to adapt, and those are found in the simple, predictable elements of everyday life. These routines and rituals give us the confidence to face whatever comes next. Grand gestures rarely provide resilience. It's the basics that keep us going. The quiet, repeated acts of care and attention are what truly sustain us. In these we find the strength to move forward, not by chasing perfection, but by embracing the steady, imperfect rhythms of real life. Tradition is a quiet anchor in turbulent times, a gentle thread that weaves through the fabric of our lives, offering comfort when the world feels uncertain or overwhelming. It's not a retreat to the past, but a source of strength, a living connection that grounds us, reminding us of who we are and where we come from. In a Spanish town's annual fiesta, Even those who left return, drawn by rituals that have endured for centuries. The familiar sights, sounds, and scents evoke memories and a sense of belonging that transcends time. "The world changes, but this is ours," one woman told me, her eyes shining with pride and nostalgia. Traditions connect present to past, offering continuity and a shared language of experience. They teach children where they fit in the story of their family and community. Whether it's bonfires in Scandinavia or Easter in Poland, every culture finds its own way to mark the passage of time and celebrate together. These rituals are more than customs, they're acts of collective memory, binding generations and neighbors in a tapestry of shared meaning. Their power lies in predictability, the same songs, foods, and rituals year after year, creating a sense of safety and anticipation. This rhythm structures the year, providing moments of joy and reflection, and giving us something to look forward to, no matter what else changes. Even small family traditions, birthday stories told around a cake, or a favorite meal on a special day, annual trips to a beloved place, create private worlds of meaning and stability, unique to each family. In an impersonal world, these rituals reaffirm the importance of our own circles and histories, reminding us that we are part of something larger than ourselves. They quietly declare, through gestures, words, and shared moments, that we are still here, and this is how we do things, together. In tradition, we find belonging, comfort, and the reassurance that some things endure, no matter how much the world may change. Food grounds us. It's memory, identity, and comfort all in one. For refugees, cooking familiar dishes is a way to reclaim home, the scent of spices a link to the past. In a French village, a family bakery is more than a shop. It's a daily ritual, a constant in a changing world. Local food traditions tie people to land and season, offering stability when everything else shifts. Picking olives, making cider, foraging mushrooms, these acts connect us to enduring cycles of nature. In turbulent times, people return to comfort foods, the meals of childhood, symbols of safety and care. A simple bowl of pasta or a hearty stew becomes an emotional balm. Eating these foods nurtures us, restoring a sense of security. When the world feels unpredictable, a familiar meal is a small act of comfort. Through food, we create a sense of home. Language is more than communication. It's the architecture of thought and a cornerstone of identity. In diverse mobile Europe, your native tongue becomes a sanctuary, a link to heritage and community. Immigrant families preserve identity by speaking their language at home, creating a sense of belonging. Local dialects and accents, from Catalonia to Bavaria, are badges of connection to place and history. In a globalized world, these variations declare place still matters. When culture feels threatened, language preservation becomes an act of survival. Teaching children the language passes down identity and worldview. Hearing a familiar accent is deeply comforting, a shorthand for shared experience. It signals understanding, not just of words, but of culture. In a busy city, a familiar voice is a reminder you are not alone. Language is the sound of belonging. Beyond grand traditions, it's the small daily routines that offer the most immediate stability. Making coffee the same way, walking the same route, reading before bed, these mundane acts are the bedrock of our days. They give us control when the world feels uncontrollable. You can't fix global crises, but you can tend your garden or organize your desk. These routines create a manageable world, helping us face the unpredictable. I met a man in Lisbon who, after losing his job, clung to his daily routine. It held his days together. Personal rituals don't solve big problems, but they provide a framework to endure them. They reduce decision fatigue, freeing energy for bigger challenges. In repetition, we find resilience. In a digital age, we often overlook the power of local, face-to-face community. When times are tough, it's neighbors, shopkeepers, and familiar faces who provide real support. These everyday interactions weave a safety net of mutual recognition and care. In a struggling English town, people shared resources and checked on each other, not as charity, but as community. Being seen and acknowledged is vital for well-being. It combats loneliness and isolation. Local institutions, pubs, cafes, parks, are essential third places where community life thrives. Here, the small dramas of daily life play out, and real connections are made. In a world lived increasingly online, these spaces remind us we're not alone. We navigate change together as a community of fellow travelers. Community is our collective anchor. We cling to the familiar and stress because our brains crave patterns and predictability. Familiar faces, songs, or meals create cognitive ease. Our minds relax, we feel safe. Rapid change and novelty create cognitive strain, leading to anxiety and fatigue. Clinging to routine, tradition, and community is a survival strategy, not a weakness. Familiarity conserves mental energy, building reserves for real challenges. It's like keeping your phone battery charged by closing unnecessary apps. Simple, repetitive tasks, knitting, gardening, baking, offer predictability and a sense of accomplishment. These activities create order and control, counteracting feelings of powerlessness. In crisis, comfort is found in the predictable. The familiar is deeply therapeutic. Europe's pace of change won't slow. Globalization, technology, and migration will keep reshaping the continent. The temptation is to seek grand solutions, but real answers are smaller and closer to home. The key isn't a perfect harbor, but a sturdier ship built from daily routines and familiar comforts. Strength is found in the taste of a favorite dish, the sound of a native language, the joy of a festival, the comfort of routine. These are not distractions. They are the anchors that give us resilience. Holding on to basics is how we cultivate peace and stability in our own lives. It's not about resisting change, but building a secure base to engage with it. Our identity is built daily through food, language, tradition, and community. In a world of flux, these basics are acts of self-preservation. They keep us grounded, even as the ground shifts beneath us. Ki moi tu thai joy quan han, kon guoi kong hoi lam sao je han pu kon ma hoi, jiu gi trong sha hoi nei van kon jang tin.